Hey, this is Dave coming at you from Michigan, Southeast Michigan. Figured I'd do an update video. We've been working pretty hard getting this stuff done. It's killing us, but we're getting it. We got all the garage trusses done except for these front. This one's pretty tall. They're like 12.5 to 13 feet tall to the top. And we don't want to climb way up there to build the 2-foot overhang. So we're gonna pre-build this truss. Here, I'll go and show you how we're doing these. The F1 trusses over here. This is the Skytrek we rented with the truss boom. I'll get up close so you can see what it looks like. It's been working out good. We've been getting them up there. There's been a couple of times where it's not quite. We wish the machine was a little bit bigger one, but the bigger ones cost a lot more money, and we have enough level ground around here to do it. So here's the boom. It's got a hook that I just sprayed WD-40 on it, so I don't want to touch it, but you push this pin in. There's a lever right here. You pull that up, that opens, and we've been putting our nylon straps in there or whatever, and you hook it in there. And we've been doing D-shackles with the straps down lower. That way when we boom them in, we don't have to go all the way up to this boom to unstrap them. We can just undo the D-shackles. And then these ones right here, we have 2 of these that go on the back. I'll just show you what we did here. These are designed, anytime you're doing an overhang, I would even recommend if it's just a 12-inch overhang. But when it's a 2-foot overhang, a lot of times the truss, see, this truss is about 3.5. It's the hypotenuse of it. It's a little bit more than 3.5 because of the pitch. But it basically works out to where when you put it at the same pitch, it's level to the, so it sits on top of this truss. So you can sheet it, Tyvek it ahead of time. And then on this though, it's crucial that you find out, you're gonna have 1.5 inch fascia here. And you usually want your sheeting to be about 1/4 inch back from that. So the top part of the sheeting with the pitch ends flush or a little inside of the fascia. You want to make sure that that measurement from here up to here is 48 inches to center. And then you just put a scab board with a tail on the top of the rest of that. And then from this point forward, it's 24 on center. These are called lookout blocks. And then you just have a solid board running that ties into the inside truss that makes your overhangs, they'll never sag, because no matter what anyone says, even if you put a 2x6 on here, if this truss was up high, if you put a 2x6 block, even if you put a block between them and side nailed, over time, like we understand that obviously once the plywood comes over here, it has shear strength that keeps it from sagging, but over time I've seen 24-inch overhangs, they just have a slight sag to them. It just looks like crap. It would take a while to get there. So then on the side, when you get up to the ridge, you have to put another block in here, 6 pitch. The Crazy Framer, he's a great YouTuber that he just rocks it out like crazy. He usually builds these things up on top because he seems to be production driven, and they just probably find it easier just to keep building it from the top. But an old dude like me that has to go really high up, we just left the 2 end trusses off. I'll walk over there in a minute. We leave them off, and then we have these, we just make sure that on our layout, you know, you just know the distance between here and here is the same. So when we set it up on top of there, it should go right on our layout. And then from this one over to the ones we already have installed is exactly 22 inches between them, or 24 on center. Let me go around the back. I'll show you where these actually go. We built 2 of them. So that's kind of what it looks like from the front. And then here's another one. And another thing to point out is, since this truss is already dropped down the 3.5 inches, usually you would knock a hole in the OSB to hook your rigging to. But in this case, since it's already dropped, if you knock your hole, you're gonna be down below the finish where the siding is and everything. So what we did is we just scabbed a board, I should say, a 2x6 back here with a stiffener block there. That way when we hook our rigging through this 1.5 inch right here, you know, this isn't that heavy of a system. We're going to rig it on the outside and over there. With that stiffener there and with all of these locked in, we put, not only did we put spacer blocks, but we put a top block that has nails to keep it from crushing in or going out. And so let me go down here. Let me hopefully I don't slip and bust my ass. That'd be awesome on the video there. You know, I'd probably put it in there too. That's what I get for not learning editing. If I don't know how to edit and I bust my ass, well, it's in there. And so there it is. You can see that the two last trusses are left out on the top there. From the ground up to there, it's probably about 15 or 16 feet. And just my advice to anybody is just try to pre-build as many things as you can on the ground if you can, especially if you have a machine that'll just pick it up and stick it in. But we built those, I believe, yesterday or the day before. And then let me run in here real quick. We're already at about 6 minutes on the video. I'll show you what we actually did today. We actually got a lot done. I couldn't believe that we got so much done. And we put we put 2x4s and everything right in the way of our entrance, but we're just running out of places to put things. We'll go in over here. Need to get a GoPro. That way I can just actually work more and show you while I'm working. But so you probably saw from the last videos I did, we didn't have this big wall up there. We built it down here. I think I have a video showing that. That's been laying here for a while. We just pre-built it because you don't want to have to build something like that when you have a machine that's costing you basically $2,000 a month, which is still a good price. So this goes all the way up. But then we have H trusses that go way up. It took us only 4 guys. It took us about an hour and 45 minutes to build this entire scaffolding floor. We actually put a double 2x6 header. We built a little wall there to hold the header with an X brace. So let me go upstairs here and I'll show you what we did up there. And you'll see why we did this. Because the trusses up there are even higher and they're a scissor truss. And you just don't want to, they're small and they're flimsy. And it's just not safe. I bet you some of the young bucks would do it, but then you have to put lateral braces. Then you can leave that scaffolding there for the electrical, the insulation. But see this, we built it. We just got the cheapest, you know, OSB 3/4 we could find. And then we put all these in. We got that wall in today. We built this scaffold. We got all of these H trusses, including this girder that's nailed in. And this is the girder that I was talking about that goes from post to post all the way across. Now you can see that that's in. And then let me climb up here. I'm going to actually show you what it looks like from up inside there. Yeah, my friend Greg, he's been great with the machine. I'll give him a shout out. My father-in-law has been amazing. He's been showing up with tools and know-how. And at first it was kind of scary to walk up here. It is really high, but here, this is the continuation of my window coming up. And we just picked, like, you know, 40 inches up this wall. And what we did is we just nailed a ledger board below these 2x6s onto these 2x6s. And then after that ledger board was in, and then we just nailed a couple nails here with some 12-foot 2x6s that shake hands over that double 2x6 beam. That's how we put this in. And then look at, I'm like right touching. I can pretty much put my hand, it's just shy, at the tip of my fingers is 8 feet, and I can touch. So now you can put A-frame ladders up here. We got every single one of these trusses up here in about 30 minutes. We picked them up all at once with the boom. He just brought them in from this high wall. We brought them in, and believe it or not, that thing boomed about halfway in. We lowered them and just let them lay down against this girder and just slid them into place one by one this way. And then after we got that in, we got this high truss, which sets on that lower wall, comes up and sets on here. And we call it pioneering a truss when it's the first truss of an area that has nothing else to brace to. Another thing I wanted to point out too, while I'm up here thinking about it, we went ahead and invested in buying all of these braces. For a house this size, we literally bought 400 of these, and they're $3 a piece, so it's like $1,200. And you know, you can take a 2x4 and pre-market 24 on center and do this, but these things have some give in them both ways. It seems like they lay out at exactly 24 on center. It's perfect all the way across. What we do is you set your first one, and then see this brace on this one. You want to brace it there, but for another reason you want to brace it, but you want to plumb this. You plumb the first truss perfect, and then everything else just goes. You just slap the brace in. These are great because they have one top nail, and you use joist hanger nails. One top nail on each side, a top nail, and then you can see from this one there's side nails also. So that locks it in really good. So we're really happy about this. I was thinking, because from where I'm standing down to that floor right now, it's like 15 feet. So 15 feet there plus 8 feet here, there's no way to safely do that. I just couldn't see a safer way. And then these braces are good, but trusses can still rack like dominoes unless you put diagonal bracing. So we have a nice diagonal brace going up through here, and then we have another one up through here. And then even then, look, you can still, there's still some shake to them. And the magical thing to get rid of the shake is when you start sheeting it. Once you start sheeting it, it turns everything as hard as a rock. It will not move. But anyways, yeah, that's our update. It's what we got done. It's looking pretty cool. There's going to be some stick building in here. There's going to be a lot of tying in. The trusses are just designed to do, they just design as much as they can, and then it's up to you to figure out the rest. So you know, we have enough know-how, we'll figure it out. Here's a good view too of the other F1 trusses that we're doing, how we left those two out. So we have one on this side and then one on the back side that I showed you from the ground, and then they just come right up. And the great thing about those braces is once that comes up, as soon as it lands and it looks good, and you can just put a brace in right away on each side, lock it in, and then it's not going anywhere, and then you can nail your, you know, toenail in your top plates of the wall to truss. So yeah, we're getting it all done. These trusses are kind of cool how they step down, and then these are designed to where when you lay a 2x4 flat on those horizontal ones going back that way, the 2x4 laying flat planes perfectly with this roof here. So I don't exactly know everything that we're doing in here as far as getting this to work, but I envision that we lay them flat, 24 on center, lay a diagonal one going up that way, and then from the other side, sheet that, and then this roof will plane into that roof, and then you put a ledger board on top of the sheeting that top sheeting nails into. So anyone that sees these videos, anytime I'm saying something wrong, feel free to point it out, because I am not an expert. This is a very complicated house. I've been thinking about it a lot, making sure that it gets done correctly. So anyways, that's our update, and I'll just keep making videos. I wish I could actually make videos while I'm working, but I'm just the guy with a phone. Just, you know, maybe I should get a GoPro to maybe get some more action involved. But anyways, this is Dave from Michigan signing off.